Alright, quick video number 2. We are going to be working on angles outside of the circle. So our last video should have been angles on the circle. Now the vertex of our angle is outside the circle. And just as a refresher, this is the one that's formulaic. There's a formula where we take the measure of the angle, okay, is equal to, all right, the two intercepted arcs subtracted. So I'm going to put in parentheses, big arc minus small arc, all divided by 2, right? So it's a formula. It's not angles, it's just angle, one angle. The angle equals the big arc minus the small arc divided by 2. So let's see what that looks like all solved out. So first, what is the angle? The angle is 30 degrees. So I start there. 30 equals. Now I have two arcs. I have the big arc, which is always the one farthest from the angle. Big arc. And then I have my small arc, which is the one that's closer to the angle. All right, so I'm going to do big arc, which is 122, minus small arc, which I do not know, so I'm going to call it x, all over 2. Okay, and if you remember how to solve these, the first step was to multiply both sides by 2 to clear the fraction on this side. So in order to clear the fraction, I'm going to take both the right and left side of my equation and multiply it by 2. Okay, when I multiply the right side by 2, those cancel, and I'm left with 122 minus x. And then I have to remember what I do to one side, I do to the other. 2 times 30 is 60. And now from here, it's solving for x. So I'm going to subtract 122 both sides. I believe that's negative 62, but let's just be certain. 60 minus 122 is indeed negative 62 equals, and that's going to be a negative x. My last step is to divide both sides by negative 1. So x is 62 degrees. Okay, so that's one way to do it. Now the x can be in two different places. Here, the x was it was big arc minus small arc, where the small arc was the x. Now, let me do number 19, where it's almost the same, except this time, the big arc is the x. So see if you can see the difference. So I'm going to go, and the angle is 36, equals, big arc is now my x. I don't know the big arc, so I call it x, minus, and my small arc, 108. Divided by 2. Again, my first step is to multiply both sides by 2. So I get a 72 equals, and that's x minus 108. And now this is actually only one step from here. I just add 108 to 72. So I get 180 equals x. So the big arc in this case is 180 degrees. Ooh, that's cool. All right, there you go. Done and done.